that you wanted me in here and asked about that. That means everything, and that's what Memphis is about. Most Memphians will reach out to you. It's like DJ.
The mind-bending journey of Terrence Howard, from Hollywood star to scientific maverick. Terrence Howard. You've seen him light up the big screen, delivering performances that pull you in, making you believe every word, every emotion. From the gritty streets of hustle and flow to the corporate machinations and empire, Howard's talent has captivated audiences worldwide. But what if I told you that behind those compelling eyes lies a mind obsessed with unraveling the very fabric of reality? What if I told you that Terrence Howard believes he has discovered a new form of mathematics, one that could redefine how we understand the universe itself? Stay with me, because this journey into Terrence Howard's mind is like no other. It's a story of genius, madness, controversy, and courage.
And they don't want you to know that, because then you will know, and this is going to make them angry. Like if they wanted to break hydrogen from oxygen, you know how they do that?
And it starts now. Act 1, The Hollywood Journey. Terrence Howard's rise to fame wasn't an overnight success. Born into a turbulent family life in Chicago, Howard faced numerous challenges from a young age. His father's imprisonment and the violent atmosphere he grew up in instilled in him a toughness and a complexity that he would later bring to his characters on screen. He burst onto the Hollywood scene with roles in films like Mr. Holland's Opus and Dead Presidents. But it was his role in Hustle and Flow that truly put him on the map. Playing the role of Jay, a small-time hustler with big dreams of becoming a rapper, Howard's performance was raw, real, and heartbreaking. He wasn't just playing a character, he was living it. I had to tap into a part of myself I wasn't sure existed, Howard once said in an interview about his role in Hustle and Flow. It was like looking into a mirror and seeing someone you didn't recognize, but at the same time, you knew them intimately. His portrayal earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Actor, and Hollywood couldn't get enough of him. Offers poured in, and soon he was starring alongside some of the biggest names in the industry. From Crash to Iron Man, Howard was becoming a household name. But fame, as we all know, comes with its own set of challenges. Behind the scenes, Howard was grappling with personal issues, legal battles, a tumultuous personal life, and an inner struggle that no amount of fame or money could quiet.
This is the beginning of our understanding. It should fit. What kind of calculator you got? What kind of phone you got?
iPhone?
Okay, go to your calculator.
Whatever the new one.
No, go to your calculator. Go to your calculator.
All right.
And then something changed. Act 2, The Shift to Science. In 2015, Howard made a startling revelation during an interview. "I believe that 1 × 1 = 2, he said confidently. The world was stunned. How could a man so brilliant in his craft believe something so fundamentally against accepted mathematical principles? But Howard wasn't joking. He explained that he had been working on a new form of mathematics, which he called teleology. He believed he had discovered a flaw in traditional mathematics, and he was on a mission to correct it. Just because something has been taught for hundreds of years doesn't mean it's correct, Howard said. Think about it. We used to believe the Earth was flat. We used to think the sun revolved around the Earth. Just because everyone believes something doesn't mean it's true. For many, this was the beginning of a downward spiral. Howard was ridiculed by the public and dismissed by the scientific community. But he was undeterred. He spent hours every day working on his theories, drawing complex diagrams, writing out equations, trying to prove his point. "I'm not doing this for fame or recognition," he insisted. "I'm doing this because it's the truth."
And that's what I want to say. Most of what you are trying to accomplish today or tomorrow is the same thing you were trying to accomplish 20 years ago. You're the same person that you were then. If you lose that little spark that kept you motivated, that little piece, like this is my vocation.
3. The criticism and controversy. Howard's theories quickly drew criticism. Mathematicians and scientists across the world dismissed his ideas as pseudoscience. "It's not just incorrect, it's nonsensical," said Dr. Edward Nguyen, a professor of mathematics at MIT. "He's trying to rewrite fundamental laws that have been proven time and time again." The backlash was swift and brutal. Howard was mocked on social media, and his career took a hit. Studios were reluctant to hire him, fearing that his controversial views would bring negative publicity. But Howard was undeterred. In fact, he doubled down on his beliefs, going so far as to create a website dedicated to teriology, complete with videos, papers, and diagrams explaining his theories. He began giving talks and lectures, trying to spread his ideas to anyone who would listen. And some people did listen. Howard started gaining a small following of people who believed in his theories and admired his courage to stand up to the scientific community. Act 4. The True Believer. One thing became clear. Howard was not in it for the money or the fame. He genuinely believed in his theories, and he was willing to put his reputation on the line for it. He wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo, to ask questions that others were too afraid or too smart to ask. Science is about exploration, about asking questions and seeking answers, Howard said. "I may be wrong. I may be right. But we won't know unless we ask the questions and seek the truth." Despite the criticism, Howard continued to pursue his theories. He spent hours every day in his home lab, working on his equations, trying to find that one piece of evidence that would prove he was right.
And that's what I want to say. Most of what you are trying to accomplish today or tomorrow is the same thing you were trying to accomplish 20 years ago. You're the same person that you were then.
He even claimed to have invented a new form of plastic that could be used to build safer and more durable houses. "I'm not just trying to change math," he said. "I'm trying to change the world." Act 5. A Career in Decline. As Howard's focus shifted more and more towards his scientific endeavors, his Hollywood career began to suffer. His role as Colonel James Rhodes in Iron Man was recast, reportedly due to contract disputes, but many speculated that his controversial views played a role. "I don't regret any of it," Howard said about his career. "Acting was my first love, but science, that's my passion. That's what I want to be remembered for." And yet, despite the backlash, Howard continued to work in Hollywood. He took on smaller roles, independent films, and television appearances, slowly rebuilding his reputation. His performance in Empire as Lucius Lyon brought him back into the spotlight, proving once again that his talent as an actor was undeniable. "I'm an actor. That's what I do," he said. "But I'm also a scientist, a thinker, a dreamer. And I won't apologize for that." Act 6. The Legacy of a Maverick. Today, Terrence Howard is seen as both a genius and a madman, a man who dared to challenge the very foundations of science and paid the price for it. His theories are still dismissed by the scientific community, but that hasn't stopped him from pursuing them. He continues to work on his theories, to spread his ideas, to ask questions and seek answers. He's a man who refuses to be put into a box, to be defined by society's standards. "I may never be accepted by the scientific community," he said. "But that's okay. I know what I've discovered is real. I know it's the truth. And that's all that matters." Conclusion. Terrence Howard's journey from Hollywood star to scientific maverick is a story of courage, curiosity, and controversy. It's a story that challenges us to think differently, to question everything we know, and to never be afraid to seek the truth, no matter the cost. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll all be talking about teriology. But until then, Terrence Howard will continue to be a man on a mission, a man who dares to dream, a man who believes that the impossible is just a challenge waiting to be solved. Terrence Howard continues to pursue his theories and work in Hollywood. The debate about his ideas rages on, but one thing is clear: he will not be silenced.